Hello everybody, this is Luke Godzilla fan. Today I'm doing a review of a figure I've reviewed previously. It's the Godzilla 2004 figure made by Bandai Creation. This Godzilla was obviously featured in Godzilla Final Wars. And the reason I'm reviewing it is because I wasn't really satisfied how the video turned out, because of the really bad camera quality I had. So now I have this new camera, which is not owned by me, it's borrowed, but I can always continually use it for my videos. So I did a test video a while back, and I thought it was okay, but I wanted to test it with a figure review. So might as well do a figure review of a figure that didn't really have a good review to begin with. So yeah, so it's gonna be this figure, and actually filming on the desk again because, well, I didn't really plan it, but the house is empty and, well, there's nice sun outside. However, the weather is deceiving. It does look like there is sun, but if you go outside, it's fucking freezing. Oh well, but that's not really important. Here we're here to talk about Godzilla 2004, made by Bandai Creation. But first, let's take a look at the awesome box. The box is really well made. I like the Japanese style it has. It makes it look more foreign. You know, it actually makes people want to go get it, because people are always interested, children are interested in things that are foreign, like of other countries, and that look weird. So this is a good way to attract children to buy Godzilla figures. In here we have the figures of this set, and I think all of them are reissues. This one was in a previous set, was new, wave, sorry, in a previous wave, and this one is a reissue. I think it's good that they reissued Mothra Leo, or Rainbow Mothra, because it's really hard to find nowadays. Well, the original version with the original box. So yeah, it's nice that they reissued it. So here we Godzilla 2004, Rainbow Mothra, and First Godzilla. Silly name, but that's the name they gave him. So yeah, the only complaint I have with the box is that it's a little too much like the other boxes. I mean, I like the colors, the red and all, but I would still like something else. A new box design entirely, started from scratch. Because if they just use the other one as a basis, it is still kind of like the same one, and I think they should work on new box designs. But oh well, it works, and that's really what matters. So right now we're gonna move to the figure. And the figure is well detailed. It's actually, like I said before, a reissue of a previous figure. And my figure is actually something special. When they paint these figures, well, they obviously use machines to do it. Sometimes no machine is perfect. So they actually made a little mistake. They actually painted him white here by accident, and the white is supposed to be up here. Well, it is, but, you know, kind of like sidetracked it. And now it's here a little. I minded this at first, but later I thought, you know, in the film, you know, Godzilla is frozen by the Gotengo. I'm not going to explain the plot of the film, I'm just going to talk about the beginning. Godzilla is frozen in the North Pole by the Gotengo, and, you know, and later in the middle of the film, you know, Godzilla is revived from it, like unfrozen, so that he can fight all the monsters in the alien invasion. And that's basically the plot of the film. And so when he comes out of the ice, I thought, what if a piece of ice got stuck in his feet? That would be a cool idea. Like, if Godzilla's coming out of the ice, this is like a piece of ice here. So it's a okay mistake. You know, it's a good mistake, let's say that. Or, yeah, an accidental mistake that actually resulted to be good. Wrap your head around that. Anyway, let's talk about the detail. The detail of the figure is really good. Just to do a comparison with the Bandai version, of course it's a little bigger, I don't mind that, it's still cool. And if you notice, the fins here are white, but they have like a little gray, and they go to entire white. Here it's just white all along. I don't mind that. I think it looks cool and reminds me of snow, which I like. I like snow. But one thing I found kind of odd about this figure is that you look at the fin here. Okay, it's in the position it's supposed to be, in the line. You look at Godzilla, it's like he's looking at this side for some reason. I don't know why. But it doesn't matter. And if you put him here like this, like straight, the fin is like the other way. So it's not right. But it doesn't bug me really. I mean, I have both versions and I'm really happy with them. So yeah, it's a cool battle pose. Actually, this Godzilla figure is really famous, well known among kaiju fans, because it was used in the Godzilla vs. King Kong stop motion battle made by Deadzilla. It's a really cool battle. He actually posted 2 videos of it. One was the original. I wouldn't say it's bad, it's just a little outdated. And the newer version is, I think, a lot better. I think it's a little too long, but you know, it's still entertaining as hell. So I recommend watching them. So, yeah, the figure has really good detail. The tail is long enough as it should be. Usually they shorten it just to fit in the stupid box. You know, but I don't mind it. It looks long enough. Both of them look to be long enough. So, yeah. Right now we're gonna do some size comparison. Let's first this one. Like I said, it's smaller. Kind of like older brother and younger brother. Cool idea. I like it. So now we're just going to do a little size comparison with other monsters from the films. Here we have Anguirus. I don't remember how tall some of these monsters were because that stuff is important to, not really important to know, let's be honest. It's just sizing. As long as it looks logical, it's okay. So for example, here it looks good. If you look at them from the distance, like they're good old pals, they look like it's a really good scale. Anguirus might look a little too big, but that's because his design in the film was really fat. So it's not the figure's problem, it's actually the costume's problem. Whoever designed Anguirus. Like seriously, he's so fat. Okay, I don't really have the Final Wars Gigan, at least in 6-inch form, so I'm gonna have to use the Showa Gigan. It doesn't really work that well because he's a little too big. But if you're just doing like, if Gigan's just gonna attack from the air, nobody would really notice this. So it's decent. And he also fought this monster, Hedorah. I don't know, I don't remember well how tall Hedorah was, but it doesn't really matter because Hedorah was weak in the film anyway. So his sizing wouldn't really matter anyway. But I would say they're both equal in size. But if you look at it from this way, Hedorah is actually smaller. Hedorah is weird, but I still like him anyway. And we're gonna compare him with another monster. This is actually an ally from him in the movie. It's Mothra. Mothra's awesome. It actually does look good, if you think about it. I don't remember how tall a big Mothra was, but it was pretty big if you compare it to... I don't think this is a good example, but if you compare it, you know, how big Gigan was, I think this was okay. I don't know, Mothra always seems to change in size. In the movies, Mothra is huge. In the video games, Mothra is small. You know? And now we're just gonna compare him with a monster I don't think he will ever fight again in a film. So, but it's in many fan films, so that helps. He's mainly popular for killing Godzilla. So having him fight against the strongest Godzilla, next to the burning Godzilla of course, would be a really cool idea. So I think the sizing looks good. I mean, if we remove the horn, he does look like they're both on the same scale. But I think that it's pretty good scaling, you know. I mean, the horn counts as a size. And now we're gonna compare him with his most famous adversary. It is the mighty King Ghidorah. Nah, I don't know about it. He looks a little like I mentioned in my previous review of this figure. It looks a little weird because I think, you know, King Ghidorah should be up here. And it looks like he's looking at his feet, which is weird. I mean, like, what is so amazing about his feet? I know that it's awesome that Bandai Creation actually paints these in the down and up and sideways. Many figures don't do that, like for example here. Why is it still black? Here are the nails. Look. Collar, no collar. Collar, no collar. We're not gonna get it right. That's one thing Bandai Creation does get right. They paint it down and up. So maybe that's why King Ghidorah is looking down. I have no idea. But maybe there's a thing people do. They put like some kind of nail or something between King Ghidorah's neck to make him like look larger. But I don't see the point to it. He still looks pretty small. And now just to compare him with another monster. This figure I decided to compare him with because they're both dinosaurs. And let's admit it, dinosaurs are fucking awesome. So this would make a pretty epic battle. Godzilla versus Gamera. Or they can probably be allies. I don't know, I mean, he looks a little out of place to have a monster with so much texture and, well, texture. Fight a monster that's really flat. It seems kind of out of place, but, you know, it doesn't matter, they're both dinosaurs. Well, Gamera's a weird looking dinosaur, but that doesn't matter. It would still be awesome. Actually, speaking of which, since this Godzilla is 100 meters, if we scale him down to 50, which he originally was going to be, but they decided to put it 100 meters to save some cost of the buildings, you know, the sets that they build. Gamera is actually 40 meters, so since he is smaller, this is actually a really good scaling with him, which is really cool, really cool. So, I'm not gonna do the star thing, like I give him 10 out of 10, the thing that people do, I think it's boring. I'm just gonna say if I recommend the figure or not. And do I recommend it? Well, let's compare it to the Bandai version. What does this guy have that this one doesn't? Well, okay, besides paint under the nails, he's actually bigger, he looks a little bit more menacing, and the Bandai version is more just for standing there. This guy looks like he's ready to fight. He's in an epic battle position. So I think both of them are great. I don't think it really matters what figure you get, you know? I think they're both great figures. So I think if you get this one cheaper, then this one's obviously going to be cheaper than this one. So I recommend this one. And it's obviously more common in Toys R Us. At least in the US, I don't find any of it here. So yeah, I recommend this one if the price is good. If this one is cheaper, buy this one. Because both are basically the same monster. They're just different companies that make it. So yeah, the point is I recommend the figure to Godzilla fans and monster fans in general. So yeah, that was my review, and this was a nice little test with the new camera. And I hope you people enjoy it. And you can put in the comments below what you people think about the new camera that I'm using. You think it's good for my reviews, or you think I should switch back to my older one? I think there's a 100% chance you people are gonna say this one is better. Let's just hope I get to keep it some time longer, cause that other camera sucks. This one is awesome. Okay, thanks for watching everybody, and have a nice day.